What's up, everybody? This is a reply video to Breakbeatkid, who I believe is down in Florida. We've had a couple of video transmissions back and forth, discussions, and he had sent another video, I think it was yesterday, about, his video was basically about the fact that, he's down there, he's natural, and he's training his ass off, and he's pushing really hard, he's trying to get results, and he's following his diet, he's training hard, he's following his protocols. And, he meets these guys who come in the gym and first start out and they say, I'm going to do this all natural too, and I'm going to stay clean. And then they don't. He runs into them 6 months later, and, he said the guy went from like 180 to 220 in really good condition. And it really pisses him off. It pisses him off to the point where he's like, why the fuck do I even bother? Because I'm over here busting my ass, and this guy, does sets of curls and bench presses a couple times a week, and he grows. So what's the point of me even going on and doing my lifting or whatever? Now, let's look at it this way. Taking drugs to me is not a moral decision. Taking drugs to me is a legal decision. I've stated many times, if these drugs were legal right now, I'd be on all of them. I'd be on growth hormone, T3, testosterone, tren, android, I'd be on all of them right this second, because I don't feel that they're that dangerous if they're used properly by the right person. I do believe that young kids, when they get their hands on them, have a tendency to overdo it. Just like they fucking kill themselves by drinking too many Red Bulls or doing stupid shit because you don't have the maturity to be able to keep track of what you're doing and not push the envelope too far. But like I said, I don't think they're dangerous. And I don't look down, he stated there was a kid that he was trying to help out. The kid promised him he would stay natural, and he didn't. But, I can't look down on that kid for not staying natural because he's following his path. He's following his journey. He doesn't want to have a natural look. He wants to have that photoshopped, not natural look. And for that, instead of being mad at him, you should pat him on the back for carving his own, own direction, his own way, because he's doing what he wanted to do, even though you were his first influence, which you could have influenced to stay natural. He might have been miserable for the rest of his life because he doesn't want to be natural. He doesn't want it. There's a totally different feeling between training on drugs and training natural. And when you've tried drugs, training natural it just kind of sucks compared to being on drugs. You feel superhuman. The pump, the strength, all the stuff that comes along with it. It's very enticing, and it's huge right now. It's not even just competitors, it's the average gym goer. These guys, they'll take testosterone, anadrol, or a lot of them taking HGH because it's just easy to get and it's cheaper now, that Chinese generic shit. But the bottom line is, you're involved in the gym culture. And the gym culture has always had steroids in it. So there's nothing really to get upset about. There are guys that I went against who I knew were on drugs. They beat me. Do you think I pissed and moaned because it was a natural federation and they were on drugs? No, I said, you know what, fuck it. I walked into this knowing it's bodybuilding. Hello, any fucking retard knows that when you step on a stage as a bodybuilder, steroids are involved, even if it's a natural league. And it boggles my mind how so many people look up to these natural bodybuilders, and they're like, put them on pedestals and they idolize them. And they're like, oh, who's left to look up to if this is not natural? Who the fuck cares? That guy made his own decision. Why the fuck are you looking up to someone else? You don't even know that person. You know the image they've portrayed. You don't know shit about his personality, his family, his life, except for what they've told you because of the internet. You don't hang out with them. You don't live with them. You're not related to them. You don't know shit about that person. It's just like anybody else, like Michael Jordan. Put him on a pedestal, meet him, the guy's an asshole, people get pissed. Who the fuck cares? He was always an asshole even when you fucking admired him. The bottom line is, stop looking towards outside things to motivate you, to make you feel like, oh, if he did it, I can do it. All that shit. You need to look inside yourself, because this guy that Breakbeatkid knows is carving out his own destiny, whereas Breakbeatkid seems to be going back and forth like, oh man, I wish I could do it, but I don't want to do it. I want to stay natural. But I wish I could have those results, but I want to stay natural. Well, your decision to stay natural is your path. That's what you've chosen. So no matter what anybody else does, you should be satisfied with your path and being the best that you can be. And whatever the other guys do, if they fuck themselves up, if they don't, if they have a great life and marry a supermodel, who fucking cares? That's their path. It's very rare nowadays to find an individual who's actually an individual. Everybody wants to follow a crowd. Everybody wants to imitate somebody. Everybody wants to be like someone else. And I don't think anybody looks inside themselves and says, I'm happy with who I am. I really like me as a person. And I'm going to do my own thing and blaze my own trail and have my own path. And when I'm done, at least I'll say I did it my way. I didn't do it like someone else. I didn't have someone else's influence. I didn't follow Joe, who was telling me stay natural, was popping Anadrol in the corner, who was a hypocrite. You know, like, if you don't want to be disappointed, then take care of yourself. Stop looking for outside influences to be an idol. There's no such thing as an idol. There's no such thing as a perfect person. There's no such thing as somebody who's completely honest about what they do, especially if they're trying to garner that following. If they're trying to get a following by saying, you know, hey, I'm all natural, and you know they're not natural, or you may question it, there's a good possibility they're not. But the bottom line is, if drugs weren't illegal and no one would go to fucking jail for it, all these motherfucking natty guys wouldn't have a leg to stand on because no one would give a shit about what natural was. You'd be able to buy this shit at the pharmacy like in Mexico and walk in there, buy that shit, go to the gym and fucking blow up. So a lot of it has to do with our society and how we look at drugs and look at it as cheating when it's not. This guy's going to the fucking gym to build himself a better body. How is that cheating? Picking up a weight and doing fucking bench presses is no more cheating than doing fucking flies or cable crossovers first before you do them to get better results from the bench press. You pre-exhaust, you get a better result. It taxes the muscle a little better. It's no different. So, you know, Breakbeat, my advice to you is stop, you know, if you want to help other people, that's fine. But you have to expect that other people have their own things that they want to do. And they're going to follow them no matter what you try to instill in them. When my training partner, when I was younger, I think I was 18, he was 19. I was 19, he was 20. No, I was 19, he was 18. And he first went on the juice. I watched him grow. Okay, I watched him gain 15 solid pounds of muscle and get stronger, and he looked phenomenal. And, excuse me, I was determined to stay natural. But it wasn't just what I saw him turn into. It was what I wanted to be. And I understood that to be that way, like to have that look like the other bodybuilders in the magazines, that was a drug look. And then I made the decision, okay, I'm going to go on drugs. This is what I'm going to do. But it was my decision. It wasn't because I was looking up to him. I wasn't disappointed in him. I made the decision for myself. And no matter what, you own up to your own decisions. You have to look at yourself in the mirror the next day and say, that decision was right for me or that decision was not right for me. You know, so, you know, cut the kid a break. I'm sure he's not a bad kid. You know, and I'm sure it's not the people at Gold's Gym that, you know, pushed him into it. Because if he was getting to the stuff to begin with and wanted that physique, even if he was on the fucking moon training with some kind of alien, he was going to get his hands on some juice and do it anyways. BioStraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below. www.biostraining.com is the blog. And we're out.